Hello fellow mood readers. Today I have a video about all of my October pre-orders and some of my book mail that has come in recently, and a few other books that I bought like separately from those, but I haven't talked about yet. So grab your drink and we'll get started talking about some pretty amazing pre-orders. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of the books that I didn't have on pre-order out of the way first. One that I didn't have but did come out recently, and I grabbed it when we were out because I was like, oh, I didn't have that pre-ordered, but I wanted it, so I grabbed it. And that is The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. So I've heard of this series. Well, it was recommended or talked about by a lot of people on Bookstagram, especially when I made my post about her other book that I have read. Actually, was A Fate Inked in Blood. That one the second one for this one comes out next year. This Bridge Kingdom paperback. It's beautiful and gorgeous, and I absolutely love this. They redid new artwork for these, and I was really excited to see this and grab a copy. And you got a nice full color map there. Wanted to give it a try, and with nice new shiny paperbacks, I figured why not? The time is now. This next one was a recent release as well, I believe. I'm not sure when it came out, but I did happen to grab it when we grabbed a few other things at Barnes, and that is The Stone Witch of Florence by Anne Raish. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. It's a very pretty book. I actually saw about this in one of the Barnes & Noble emails. They sent it to me and it sounded very interesting. You have a woman's secret, a deadly plague, unleash the forbidden magic. 1348, Ginevra de Gaspero has a gift. By harnessing the hidden powers of gemstones, she can heal the sick. But when word spreads of her unusual abilities, she was condemned as a witch and banished. Now, as the Black Plague is ravaging Italy, the same men who expelled Ginevra are begging for her return. So I think it sounds very interesting, and I wanted to give it a shot. And it's very pretty. So here now we get to my pre-orders. And this is where I used a lot of my rewards points. But also sometimes I didn't even I didn't wait for the pre-order 25s. Kind of wish I did, but I did not. Some of these I did, and some of them I used some of my rewards points and stuff, so that kind of helped a little bit. But the end of October was lethal for pre-orders. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. I've been seeing this one for so long, and I'm so excited to have it in my hands. It's beautiful. I love the artwork. I love the pages. I'm so excited to read this. My friend already read this. She binged this. She finished it very fast. I can't wait to read this. It says, high school senior Andrew Perrault finds refuge in the twisted fairy tales that he writes for the only person who can ground him to reality, Thomas Rye, the boy with perpetually ink-stained hands and hair like autumn leaves. And with his twin sister Dove inexplicably keeping him at a cold distance upon their return to Wickwood Academy, Andrew finds himself leaning on his friend even more. So I don't want to give too much away, but I am so excited to read this. Look at that. Oh, I've been seeing about this forever. And up next, I have Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. And I've seen so much about this author for Sword of Kaigen, which I have not read yet, but I couldn't resist when I saw that this one was going up for pre-order. I was like, I'm going to read something by this author. And this cover is just gorgeous too. Very glossy. I love all the red in contrast to the black. You have the first woman ever admitted to a prestigious order of mages unravels a secret conspiracy that could change the practice of magic forever in this standalone dark fantasy. So sign me up, standalone dark fantasy. I'm all for it. And the back is beautiful. And you've got a nice map. I haven't really looked I haven't really looked at these too much since I opened them. But let me know if you've read The Sword of Kaigen. I've seen it so much and I want to get a copy, but I just have not yet. And let me know if this was one of your pickups also. I'm going to start I should start a little counter up there when I talk about it, about how excited I am to read these. Because I'm excited to read almost every book that I have. It's just which one happens to be next. We'll never know. So next up, I have 2 books here. They're joint, and then the next one is also 2 books that are together. I'm going to start with this one first, and I did already talk about this, and it's Legends and Lattes. You can see here this was my paperback copy. Had like the deckled edges. Well, they've also released some really nice editions, and Bookshops and Bone Dust and Legends and Lattes. So I got both. I picked up both of these. I actually hadn't yet ordered Bookshops and Bone Dust, so it was kind of nice. That's one book that I actually did not own of these next 4. The only one. I already owned the other ones. But here we got some nice, beautiful art here. And got some nice little art there. I am excited to read this one because this one was a balm when I needed it, and I just loved how cozy it felt. I loved the coffee, all the coffee talk, and all of the lovely pastry talk. It was just so cozy when I needed it, and I'm really happy to have a really nice edition now, a hardcover. But these are just gorgeous, and I absolutely couldn't resist because I do love this book a lot. I gave it 5 stars, and I'm very excited to read Bookshops and Bone Dust, which is a prequel. So you still follow Viv, but this is in her early days, before she really becomes that hardened warrior for a while. Oh, I don't think I showed you this. Hold on. Did I show you? I don't know. I did. But these are just absolutely cozy. I really enjoyed it. It came through for me when I needed something, to help stem that like anxiety, or like when I needed something cozy because there was just too much. This really helped me for that, and I'm excited to have this just in case. I'm sure it will happen again, so I'm really excited to get to this one at some point, especially when it'll be great, I think, as a nice winter read, maybe when, get all bundled up, read about bookshops, and see more about Viv's story. So I hope to get to this one soon, now that I actually do own it. Making a coffee, might as well have a sip, right? The next books actually need no introduction to this channel. I believe I've talked about them a couple times now. They were absolute favorites of mine, and they couldn't feel any more fall if they tried. I think they're just dark, they're beautiful. Honestly, they're just hit right for me, and I'm so happy to now have beautiful editions of them. So I'll show off the originals, and then I'll give you a glimpse of the new ones. And those books are One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. So the new editions are absolutely stunning. So you have One Dark Window. Oh, it's so beautiful. And look at the spine. And you have Two Twisted Crowns. I love how the colors are just inverted here on the edges for each book. These were both 5 stars for me. The second book made me cry. I don't know. I loved these books. I absolutely already pre-ordered Rachel Gillig's next one. It's gonna be an auto by author probably for me. I'm so excited to have these beautiful editions in my hands. I love them already. So here, I'll give you a peek on the inside as well. Got that. So the only way, I think, here in the US, I believe we only got paperback, if I'm not mistaken. Fairy Loot did, I think it was Fairy Loot did a release of the hardcovers. I can't remember what the Fairy Loot ones looked like, but I remember I really wanted them because they were really nice hardcover editions. And I had been tempted a few times to get them, but to get them secondhand if somebody was selling them. But I'm really glad that these came out. I loved the ending. I loved the characters. I don't know if that's ever happened where the sequel kind of hits a little harder than even the first book, but I really enjoyed that this one did that. I think Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows kind of did it as well. I can barely clearly pick a favorite because on certain days I'm like, oh, that first one, or oh, that second one. So they're both like that, I think, for me. I just really love these, and I'm so excited to have pretty copies now in my hands. Nice hardcovers. See, there's the excited count. I'm gonna have to do an excited counter one of these days, or with something that I say. It feels like I'm saying it a lot, and I am, because these are beautiful books. I absolutely think if these did sound interesting the couple times talked about them, definitely give them a shot. Magic system's great. I really love the descriptions. I love how atmospheric it is. I love how I can't even talk about it, like it. I don't want to give too much away. I'm just so happy right now. I could just stare at them for hours. So I'd really like to know if you had any of these pre-ordered for October, or what your pickups were. These finally all just made their way in. I think I got the last of them just a little bit ago, like just before I did my last video. But all of these books, I just can't wait to get to. They're just so beautiful. And I hope you found something maybe out of this list that you didn't know about or that sounds interesting to you. But let me know what you grabbed during October, if you had pre-orders. Like I said, I'd really like to know, even if it adds to my never-ending TBR. One thing I can say about that never-ending TBR, though, is you will never not be able to find something to read. There is something for any mood that I would have, so it's kind of really nice. I love just sitting in here and reading. I did almost forget. I did get an Illumicrate book in also recently, so I was going to include that. I got Until We Shatter. I almost forgot about it. So you got this one. So since I just had all of these pre-orders come in, I did skip this month. I did skip November's Illumicrate since I had so many releasing all at once. So I will definitely not have a short for that one, or even this one, since I was just going to include it in here, and I can't believe I almost forgot about it. But this is pretty. I do really like how the spine looks. The naked hardback is the star here. Not my favorite sprayed edges, but I do like the inside art as well. I don't even know that this book was actually on my radar, so I'm kind of intrigued to get to this one too, because it's a desperate thief, an impossible heist. So I like a good heist, and I like a good thief, so that has been my most recent books in. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. I hope you had a great Halloween and I hope your fall is going well. Let me know what you'll be reading this month. Like I said, it's going to be a very hefty John Gwynne month for me, but I'm really excited about it. And I do have some fun news. I did finish my goal with my last few books. That put me at 60 books for this year already, so I'm so happy. I like to keep them low just in case to plan. I don't like to go over 100 or try to get to something like that I don't think I might hit, just because I do love gaming. I like to watch the movies. You know, I like to watch TV shows. So I don't like to set too large a goal, but I used to set it for 50, and I know a few times once I didn't hit 50 at all, and the next time when I finally did hit 50, it was really exciting. So I was very happy. I finally did just raise it to 60, and even just those 10 extra books, it felt so nice to read them. It felt so nice to read, to have an achievable goal for myself. But I honestly can't wait to see where I land at the end of the year and what I've read. I'm looking forward to that video too, to talk about some of my favorites. And it's going to be so hard though, because I did have some fantastic books this year, and I know that I'm reading one of my most anticipated right now, as well as some of his backlists, so it's gonna be so hard, but I'm really excited, and I can't wait to talk about 5-star reads or favorites of this year with you guys. Let me know if you guys have that kind of goal, if you like what you like to set your goal to, or what you like, how many books you like to read. So I'll see you guys in the next one.